Right, in this tutorial I'm going to go through more of the map functions, explain the difference between static brushes and dynamic brushes, and show you how to set coins on the landscape. So a few of the map functions that I missed off last time. First is that if you're not too good with the old eyesight and it's a bit too small for you, you can press the plus or minus buttons on the keyboard to zoom in or to zoom back out again. When you're zoomed in, or if you've got too big a map, you can use the slider bars at the side to move around and zoom back out again. The bottom bar I didn't explain last time. That bit there is the colour of the current bush that you've got. These two numbers here are the X and the Y position of the bush. Now it's actually the top left hand corner X and Y position. As you can see when moving around it changes, and obviously if you press the S button to unsnap it to the grid, it'll change in lower increments. And then that 16 by 16 is the size of the current tile that you're using. Across the other side we've got the room number, which changes. It starts at 00 on the top left and then increases as you go along the rooms. Those little quotation marks are used if you've got a room name, and to set a room name, if you hold the current bush over a room, hold down Control on the keyboard and press R, you'll get a little dialog box saying room 00, and you can change the room name like so. And then you can see on the bottom bar it's now changed the room name. Also a couple of other little shortcuts on the keyboard. A gives the axis of the top left hand corner of the current bush, allowing you to line bushes up easily, especially if you're not in snap to grid mode. And also F will flip the bush like so. R rotates it, and G snaps the grid on or off. Now, to explain the difference between static and dynamic brushes, if you right click on one of the things that we've put down already to bring up the properties, in the object tab we've got the type as static or dynamic. Static basically means that the item is static. It can't be moved, or it shouldn't be moved anyway. And it's there mainly for either scenery purposes or to block the player's way. In this case, as we showed in the last video, it blocks the player's way as set in the material map. If you set it to air, then the player will be able to move through it. If you set it to hurt, it'll hurt him, it'll kill him on contact, etc. Cloud allows him to sink down slowly through it, and climb allows him to jump up through it. So we'll keep that one as block. If, however, we wanted a dynamic brush, what a dynamic brush does is basically that's used for all the objects in the map. Anything that you want to move, anything that you want to interact with, anything that you want to action, take, drop, etc. With a dynamic brush, the material map is virtually useless. You might as well keep it to air because it doesn't do anything. It's as simple as that. Nothing much for the purposes of this tutorial anyway. What does work with the dynamic brushes is the class. Now this is very important for most things. You've got either an actionable object, a hurt or kill object, which I'll come back to at a later point, an item or a coin. We've also got food, life and waypoint, which is something else. So for the minute what we'll do, we'll delete that and we'll set a coin, which is actually quite a simple exercise. So if we go into the brush tiles, you can scroll through them until you find the coins which are there, the coin objects. Now again, on this, same as the map, if you need it to be slightly bigger or smaller due to not being able to see it, then use the plus or minus buttons to make it as big or small as you want. So on this, oh, we've got it on not snap to grid, so we'll press S to snap it to grid. We'll select the coin. Now this one's red, so which doesn't look very good, so we'll change it to yellow using the colours. And you can see there it's currently brush and it's block material. So what we'll do, we'll change the current properties of that to dynamic, and we'll change the class to coin, and I will put it down, put one down in the room there. Now you don't have to do anything in the code with this. The code will automatically determine that that is a coin when you try to action it, and it will act as if it is a coin, picking it up, adding one to the coin counter, and voila, Bob's your uncle.